Welcome from the J.R. Hendrick Texan Gentleman, the podcast that deals with the early life of J.R. Hendrick. And now, narrating Christine's Revolt, J.R. and Jimmy. November 13, 1994, 7 p.m. Central. Mad as hell. I have been sitting in Charlie's room all evening, skipping church to the consternation of Larry Thurber, waiting for Charlie to come back. Suddenly, I heard the key turn to the suite. Charlie, get the hell. Where the hell have you been? I got disqualified yesterday from a swim meet, and I wanted to bail. The least thing you could do is spend the night with me. And when you ask me to, relax. Alexa needed help with microeconomics metrics. Forgive me for being salty, you imbecile, Jared said. But I thought you would. Mark the time, me being a political mastermind. Celebrate with me. 8:25 p.m. Eastern. Amy Kathleen goes into her room in frustration. Christine, once again, was in another bad mood. Amy Kathleen opens up a book called The American Vision, written by Pastor Rufus Lohman and his wife Kathy. Her history professor recommended that she read this, even though she knew that she was leaning Presbyterian. The pastorate who wrote this book was Assemblies of Christ, an LDS spin-off group that leans slightly more Protestant. Reverend Pastor Rufus worked on the Point of Life interest under President George H.W. Bush. 9:20 p.m. Eastern. In Forever Sweet, she and Sarge are having cokes and talking at the end of the night about how, despite the separation of the summer, the two of them seem to have a lot in common. Despite the fact that he just wanted to be a hardworking man outside of high school, and she wanted to go to school to study communications in order to inspire blind people in schools. 2:20 a.m. Central. Jim picks up a copy of the Wall Street Journal and begins reading. He decides he wants to trust the newspapers more than he would TV right now because of the raisin sweeps around the time of the election. 3:40 a.m. Jim is drinking coffee. He lights a cigarette, remembering his convention with Claude, his conversation with Claude last night, who he finally decided to invite for Thanksgiving, because this Thanksgiving it would be slim pickings. Carl and his mother decided to stay in Lubbock, so it would be Jim, Betsy, Elizabeth, Thomas, little Thomas, J.R., Christine, Kyle, Madison, George, and even 10-month-old Andrew. Andrew being his firstborn grandson was the apple of his eye. Andrew always ran to Paul when he came in, the only young kid that was not afraid of the beard Jim sometimes grew around Thanksgiving and Christmas. 7 a.m. Eastern. Amy Kathleen is called into the office of her academic advisor, Garrison Keener. Now, Miss Swain, I feel like your parents should be very proud of you, the advisor said. You handled yourself very well so far this semester. So I think it's time you have a good field trip. We leave for Baton Rouge tomorrow. For how long? Amy Kathleen asked. 2 days. Learn and fun. I think I'll do well for your classes. American history and music history. "7 a.m. Central. It was a wonderful breakfast Jim was attending at the Enterprise Institute of Mississippi 43rd Annual Convention at the Downtown Convention Hall in Jackson, Mississippi. Cinnamon French toast, hash browns, bacon omelet, peaches, pear, blueberry muffins, and juice. Governor Kirk Fortis gave the keynote breakfast speech. Jim and Betsy have been invited to eat at the governor's table, but Betsy had to be at the airport to catch a private jet flight back to Washington, D.C. For an important Blue Star Society meeting. 11 a.m. Eastern. Arriving at Reagan International Airport, Betsy had Bethany drive her Lincoln van to take her back to the mansion, where at 2 p.m. she would hold her meeting of the Blue Star Society, and real estate developer Matt Declan was going to be there. 11:05 a.m. Central. Well, the dean had to present Northwestern, so Dr. Harmon taught a class about the spiral of silence. Notice to me was that Dr. Harmon, had written about the spiral of silence in Tiananmen Square. At the time, he told us that he was a professor at Harvard, but working on his PhD at some other university. 11:15 a.m. Central. Well, at the same time, Jim is at the opening day of the convention, watching the latter part of the Monday morning session of the convention, listening to Governor Fortas deliver the keynote address. 1:05 p.m. Central. Jennifer Bowers, and I had lunch together at Wiggins' house today. Quite a change, because we normally had lunch off campus, or at the Holy Spirit Club. So something told me that something was very wrong. She told me that she would have to meet with me right before public affairs class in the library to talk things over. I knew then that something wasn't right. Jennifer said she couldn't make it to dinner tonight because she had a foreign language exam tomorrow. 2 p.m. Eastern. With the November meeting of the D.C. chapter of the Blue Star Society is at hand, and Matt Declan informs the ladies the fact that he is considering having a pro-life clinic within 10 blocks of an abortion clinic. Bethany Horowitz knew that her husband would oppose such a thing, but along with Betsy, since she's a member of the Blue Cross Society, this group opposes abortion. 1:50 p.m. Central. Governor Fortas sends an RV to take Jim back to the convention hall after he had lunch. Edward Rowland from the Small Business Administration would be the main speaker for the Monday afternoon session of the convention. 2 p.m. Now back in my dorm room, Karen Crowder decided to call and check on me. She asked me how things were going with Jennifer Bowers, and I said not good. She told me that she had been approved next summer for a social internship with the Heritage Foundation. And then I could feel free to see her more around there. 5 p.m. Eastern. Sarge and Forever stop off at Taco Bell to grab a bite to eat. Tonight they would go see Love is a Gun. 7:25 p.m. Eastern. Meanwhile, back at the Richland, Christine is extremely jealous when she finds out Amy Kathleen gets to go to Baton Rouge tomorrow. You already have an absence from responsibility in this family. Why do you feel like you got to go? Christine protested. It might do you and me some good to be away from each other for a while, so that we can stop arguing, Amy Kathleen said. Believe me, you are such a dork, Christine said, storming off. 7 p.m. Central. Jim attends the convention banquet at the downtown convention hall. Steak, baked potatoes, asparagus, pecan pie, and blueberry muffins. There was also bottles of wine with scented candles. Jim was seated with his flame, Marlena Dietrich. 9:25 p.m. At Sergeant Sweet, he and Forever start cuddling, discussing how much they have in common. It's obvious that even in Washington, D.C., they were falling deeply in love again. Oh, come on. We hope you enjoy listening to the J.R. Hendrick Texan Gentleman. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and become a part of the adventure. This is the James Hendrick Empowerment Network saying until next time, get ready for the rest of the story. Part 2 is coming. It's going to get more interesting from here.